I probably started with this style of artwork maybe about 6 months ago, really. I was a pharmaceutical rep for nearly a decade, and then a biology teacher before that. And so this I've been doing for about 6 months, but I illustrated my husband's book last year and started designing websites for him and just kind of re-taught myself how to do those kind of things in the arts. So actually, 20 years ago, I went to Purdue University and I studied the fine arts in combination with biology, and I graduated with my degree in biology. I completed 2 years of the fine arts. My intent at the time was to go on and get a master's in scientific illustration, but I had bills to pay and a life to live, and so I got a job and taught biology and ended up working in pharmaceuticals for a long time. My favorite thing is digital art. I love working in Photoshop and things like that. That was one of the things that I studied most when I was at Purdue. It was really kind of an emerging art form years and years ago. But yeah, I love the watercolor medium. I kind of get the best of everything as far as an artist goes. I hand carve rubber blocks and I use printmaking on top of the watercolor. And so I have I get to use paint, I get to carve, I get to do all that kind of thing. So, well, like I said, it's only been about half a year that I've been doing this, so I am definitely learning. I'm trying to learn everything I can from artists that are already out there. So I signed up this summer for just about everything. I went to farmers markets, I went to art fairs, I'm doing a winery, I am doing an art hop here in September, and so I'm just trying to learn what the landscapes look like and how artists are working, and I'm using this as an opportunity to meet people that know what they're doing so that I can learn. Really, I truly spent 2 decades in biology and corporate America, but I knew from the time that I was 10, I started to identify myself as an artist, so that never really left me. And I think that stint in the corporate world sealed the deal for me. I just knew that I had to go back to my roots. So this style of artwork, I've always thought in vivid color. My brain just works that way, and pattern. So it was natural, but I really admired, there are several artists out there working right now that I just admired not just their artwork, but their business plan. And so I started looking into different designers and artists and reading books that they've written or reading about their life and how they've established things. And so born from that just came this. And this could change in 2 months. You never know what's gonna catch my eye, and I may change. I don't know. Some of it's hand. A lot of the more script is hand done. Some of it is stamping or a combination of. I carve a block, stamp the letter, and then come back in and maybe paint some details into it. So it just kind of happens. Most of these are done on watercolor paper. And then these 3 right here are actually prints that I used Photoshop to take pieces of my artwork, put them together in an entirely different design, and then they're actually printed upstairs on another type of watercolor paper that can go through a printer. So those are all hand done, but then I use Photoshop to piece things together. So those are done differently than some.